Hey there, Darkstar here. I'm on the SU5-BETA and I'm starting to analyze used airplane behaviors and prices and everything. So the first one I'm looking at here is this CJ4, the cheapest one for 4.798950 credits. And I was just looking at it and it is an astoundingly good deal. I think that even if you just did full delegated maintenance, it would only be this 559,000 credits. And that would be a waste. I went through it and cherry picked, and it's more like about 54,000 credits that you need to spend on it. So just 54,000 credits. And then there's another like 150-ish thousand that you could spend if you want. And so the way I determine that is I'm going into the details of each one of these and looking and seeing what needs to be repaired, right? So like if we're going to do this one, it would be 149,000 credits. Okay. So that would be one thing you might consider, but I don't think you need this one right away. You could get at least another flight or 2 or 3 or 4 out of this before I think it would start failing. So I'm going to skip this one. I can't repair it right now, obviously, but and if we go look at the fuel system, you really just need this. That's 6,545 credits. This one you could probably also get a flight or 2 out of at least because it has a very low wear rate. But it's so cheap, I would say just go ahead and repair that one. Electrical system. The high wear rate items are the ones I would look at. This one's not that worn, so I would say you don't need this one, but even if you did do it, it would only be 9,000 credits. And if you do this one, it's 15,000. That's a big chunk out of that. Like I said, you need about 54,000. And then I would go and do the auxiliary battery. Just because it's considerably lower than this one, and it's also a medium wear rate. Okay, and then electrical system. Oh, we just did that one, never mind. Landing gear, you really, like the brakes aren't that bad, so 5,000 for that one, I would say. And then tires, like these are all cheap, like under 1,000 each. So you just hit all 6 of these, right? You're good on landing gear for a while, and this brakes is okay for a while. These are good, so hydraulic system. I would do, again, the higher danger items here. But this is only like, again, under 1,000. So do those 3. I would skip spoilers actuator because it's not as worn. But you could do it, still only 923. Hydraulic pumps. I would say go and hit these because they're high wear rate items, but you could certainly get a flight out of these if you wanted to. And then reservoir, you do it or not. I'd say it's a good optional one. Yeah. Then your engine, both your engines are, moderately good. So, and that's going to be your high priced items. Those are almost, 860,000 each. And oil's cheap, 176. So, top off your oil, you're good to go. Even your oil tanks aren't that much. So yeah, I would say you could probably get a quick skip to, especially if you do skip to descent, right? Because you're not putting as many wear hours on the plane. It's up to you what insurance you want to get. I just always get premium just in case. It doesn't always work. Now you'll notice here on the map that you can see where there are missions. So if you want to avoid moving your plane, pick somewhere that you can get a mission. Pick like a, you know, don't pick some little rinky-dink airport. At least pick one that's got like the green circle as opposed to the ones with the brown circles. Like that one. So let's pick, where was that one? Where's a good one? Let's do Stansted here. Okay, now I'm gonna I need to write down how many credits I had there. Alright, so when we start out we're at 733,968 722. Taking notes on all this. So. Alright, let's make sure this is the one at Stansted. Yes, it is. So yeah, that is the delegated maintenance cost that it estimates. So like if you wanted to just kind of over repair it, you could do this. But if you're tight on funds, we're gonna try our first mission with it. Yeah. Alright, so we want to go freelancer. We want to go... Let's see if we find this one acceptable. Well, we know Stansted's good. 5,000 feet, that should be okay. And of course it's going to be in the valley here. That's going to be the trick, right? Do we have anything else? And why are there all these waypoints like this and no procedure here? Stop zooming my... see if that does anything for us. That should be fun, right? Might as well do the whole thing. There we go. We'll fly right up this valley here, we hope. Okay, we're going to do the little trick here where we file a lower altitude with ATC. Okay, the only reason we should need to manage it is maybe we don't want to carry a full load of fuel. This is going to throw off my numbers a bit, so I'm going to write it down. Two, 3, 3, 2, 3. Hey, that's correct. Now, instead of skipping, and if you're going to skip, I would recommend you have an arrival like IFR or RNAV procedure, as well as coming into somewhere flat, not in the middle of the mountain. Okay, still doesn't have the tie down. Something's irritated my throat. Okay, so we want the battery on, emergency lights armed, standby display on, avionics on. Let's see. Ambient lighting. And I think we can go ahead and get nav on. Safety and seat belts. Let's go ahead and board.
You'll begin boarding on your signal. ground service. This is flight PCR 35 parking 505. Clear to start passenger boarding.
Any chance we could speed up the flight? Captain? I've got an important thing in Quinto waiting for me.
Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I forgot a little bit about the order. So you push this one first and then you put that on run. Okay. I do remember if you do it in the other order that it blows up your engines. Ignition.
Stansted clearance delivery. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5. Ready to copy IFR clearance to Lima Sierra Papa Mike. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5 is cleared to Lima Sierra Papa Mike Airport via the Delta Echo Tango 2 Sierra departure runway 4. Climb via SID maintain 7000. Departure frequency is 118.475. Squawk 1536. Cleared to Lima Sierra Papa Mike via the Delta Echo Tango 2 Sierra departure, runway 4. Climb via SID maintain 7000. Departure frequency is 118.475. Squawk 1536. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5. Readback is correct. Contact
Just
ground on
wanted to drop by and say,
121.73 when ready to
before
taxi.
you leave for Quinto today, with Miss Commons on board. She's one of our best clients leaving for vacation with her relatives. Well, it's about time. Provide her with the finest service. I know I can count on you. Have a great flight.
Stansted ground, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5 with whiskey. Ready to taxi, IFR.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5. Taxi to and hold short of runway for using taxiway 505 Lima Golf Cross runway 404. Contact tower on 12tree.805. When ready.
Taxi, hold short runway for via taxiway 505 Lima Golf Cross runway 404. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5.
Put the wrong value in there. Okay, 120. Outside air temperature is 4. Anti-ice will go off. 15 on the flaps. We'll go ahead and set flaps. We've got to send our V-speeds. to taxi. We didn't get our beacon lights on like we should have. Shame on me. Okay, just sweep through here. Push that in. Get these on in a moment. Let's get our altitude done in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board flight PCR-35 with service from Stansted to Quinto. We'll be shortly in line for takeoff. Please fasten your seatbelts and secure all baggage underneath your seat, and make sure your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please switch all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones, to airplane mode. This is a non-smoking flight. Thank you for choosing private charter. Enjoy your flight.
I wish that they had made this target area much bigger. I should be able to stop here. I shouldn't care if I'm right at the line or... But it's like they made it so you have to be in a small area, but then they didn't mark it out. They removed the box. Like, what is wrong with this? Looks like it changes color, maybe.
Stansted Tower,
helpful.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree Fife, ready for IFR departure, runway 4. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree Fife, QNH 9er cleared for takeoff, runway 4. Cleared for takeoff, runway 4, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree Fife. Ladies and gents, this is First Officer Code speaking. Estimated flight time to Quinto is 61 minutes. We remind you to keep your seatbelt fastened. Thank you for your attention, and let's have a great flight.
Okay, let's make sure we can get out of here. We're going to take off. We're going to turn to the right. Climb out. If we need to go direct to, we'll do that. We want to go, once we do, we want to go flight level change. Might want to go heading mode. I suspect I might do that later. We're in roll pitch mode to start with. Hey, this thing is pulling hard.
V1, rotate.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go gear up.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5 contact London Center on 118.475. Good day. Going to 118.475. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5.
Okay, flaps coming up. Man, this thing's like a rocket.
Ladies and gentlemen, glad to be your captain today. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of Private Charter on Flight PCR-35. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 13,600 feet at an airspeed of 200 knots. It's 5:28 p.m. and are expecting to land in Quinto approximately at 8:34 p.m. local time. Current temperature of 68 degrees Fahrenheit. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the area as we descend. I'll update you before we reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and activate the autopilot. Climbing at 4,600 feet per minute currently. throttle back to climb, thrust here. Probably should have done that a little earlier, but it was so much fun. Okay, I'm going to use sim rate now because I want to shorten this flight while still making a lot of money. So I'm not going to skip in this particular case, but I am going to use sim rate. And I have TC, as you probably noticed. Thrust there. Not quite like an Airbus, but we did get our flaps up and our gear up. So that's good. We do have checklists in here. So let's do climb. Landing gear up, flaps up, throttle to climb, yaw dampener on, maybe? Is it? I think it was already on. Autopilot set, ice protection. We didn't get our strobe light on. God, I'm just failing all over the place here. Pressurization. Want standard pressure there. Okay, do be careful. It is manual throttle. So as we level out here, we are going to want to need to set the throttle. Try and remember our external lights this time.
Altitude.
throttle back just a little bit. We'll see where that settles up. It's better to go a little bit slow and not overspeed. Okay, we still think we're coming in 11. Five miles might be too long, I don't know. Yeah, probably. We'll see. Go like 2.5. That would be keen. Trying to remember how to view the flight plan here.
We're currently below 50% fuel capacity.
That scared me. Just taking a few notes on the route here and everything. How does this plane do at 8x? Pretty good. Until you hit a bump. Alright, so we're going to dial our altitude down. If you're smart, you'll file your cruise altitude as the altitude you want to descend to make your approach. Okay, let's go. VNav, arm, path is armed. Throttle. Okay, I'm back to sim rate 1 for kind of the start of the descent anyway, so I get an idea of what's going to happen. No point in happening faster than I can handle it. We need a good tool where we can get altitudes and enter our own constraints at our waypoints. Really? So you can see our speed is kind of slowly creeping up, and that's kind of keeping up with our descent. This speed is also increasing. We'll want to stop accelerating here at some point. It says we have no wind and it's cold. And our QNH is 1010 according to that. Which is 29.83. I think I'm going to want to slow to about 160 for those zigzag through the mountains here. Here we go. let's get back in contact with ATC.
Zurich Center, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree Fife is passing 14,100, descending 7,000.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5, Zurich Center, QNH 1006, radar contact. Continue to LS202. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5, you can cancel IFR. Continue VFR to your destination.
Oh, that is scary.
Zurich Center, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree Fife. Cancel IFR at this time.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 5, IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
So flaps, landing gears, speed brake retracted. We haven't had to use it. Okay, so we're coming up this way. We're going to zigzag through here. We might have to stay to the left here past 207. We may not be able to make it over 208. And then at 209, we'll hopefully make our way into the runway here. Nice. Okay, let me remind myself now. That's 207.
Altitude.
Lima Sierra Papa Mike traffic, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree Fife, 10 miles northwest, 7400, inbound to land, runway 11, Lima Sierra Papa Mike. We'll start our descent soon to Ambry. We expect to land in a few minutes. It's currently 9:48 p.m. and temperature is 27 degrees Fahrenheit in Quinto. On behalf of our captain, thank you for choosing private charter today. We wish you a pleasant stay in Quinto, and we hope to see you again very soon. Lima Sierra Papa Mike traffic, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree Fife is on final, runway 11 to land, Lima Sierra Papa Mike.
Okay, so we had to climb over that hill there. I do not yet understand where the runway is. I'm hoping it's up here somewhere. I think it's that unlit area on the left, I'm hoping. that now? Oh. It looks like we got a non-runway section here. Nice. Okay, where's hold short now? Beautiful. Flaps up.
Lima Sierra Papa Mike traffic. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree Fife is taxiing to parking. Lima Sierra Papa Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ambry. Local time is 7:49 p.m. For your safety, we recommend that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Please make sure you take all your belongings with you when you get off. On behalf of the entire company, we would like to thank you for choosing private charter. We look forward to seeing you again and wish you a pleasant stay in Quinto.
Great flight. I'll fly with this airline again.
Okay, taxi lights can come off. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so income was 1706,890. And it was 533,610 plus 181,030, 371,560, 620690. Okay. So now you're gonna have to spend another 52,000 here because you didn't repair it at the beginning. To see where we are. This went up just a little bit. And now we can go through here and compare, right? So we're still good on this. This is not that bad. That's one flight's worth of wear. And I mean, we did use sim rate, but we didn't even skip. So there's our fuel tank 2. Brakes I were more worried about than anything. That's not even that bad. Hydraulics. Oil. So I don't know how many more flights we could do. Maybe we should just keep going and find out. But yeah, I mean, that works, no problem. And with the money we made, we can more than, you know, repair the few things we need to repair on it. So yeah, I think I think that one's a great deal anyway. All right. Well, there's one test down.